Slippy goes in. Have you ever seen this before?
Oh,
And the fourth Doctor.
Welcome to your life.
Neil the nail.
And the first human is gone.
That's the first nail in the coffin. Oh, that's a good one.
Sorry, Krusader.
You on the flip side, Krusader.
Jojo makes his injured by the ground.
Acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to rule the world. It's my own desire. It's my own remorse. Help me to decide. Help me make the most of freedom and of pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever. Everybody wants to rule the world. There's a room where the light won't find you. Holding hands while the walls come tumbling down. When they do, I'll be right behind you. Glad we've almost made it. So sad we had to fade it. Everybody wants to rule the world. Everybody wants to rule the world. Everybody wants to rule the world.
Drakkar's Dominators are back, and it has been a little while since we last saw them in the REBBL playoffs. Welcome along, everyone, to another round of 32 match between, well, it's the Big O and REL tonight, and I have two very well-known people in the commentary box with me. We have Metal and we have Unholy Krusader.
Hello, Rebel.
Hello.
Hey, guys.
Ugh, Tim.
I need to look into why that intro video is performing so badly.
It really does.
Whenever I stream it.
Does it do it on anyone else's
hard
channel?
work.
Or...
Runs fine on mine.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that is something I'm going to have to investigate, but it is besides the point right now. Here are Drakkar's Dominators. We haven't seen them in the playoffs since they made it to the Season 7 final. Losing, of course, to Ornan's New Year Norse, but a couple of the old guard are still knocking around. Watch out for Eric the Red, but most importantly, watch out for Snowballer.
I mean, he had to have something left alive. There wasn't much left after that absolute slobber knocker of a final. So, it's nice to see that some of his players are still alive.
Well, there's quite a few of his players that are alive. I mean, they just can't run very fast.
This team loves a movement bust.
It does. In fact, I think we've nicknamed the movement bust in the Big O the D's.
So, what do we have these days since we last saw them? Well, two Berserkers, both movement 5. Eric the Red, of course, the most famous of the two. He is a legend and has Mighty Blow, Piling On, Tackle, Dodge, Strength 4, and Pro. Not bad going.
He's a bit tasty, isn't he? I really would have liked to see Juggernaut on him instead of Pro, personally. But that's just me.
Now, elsewhere, Snowballer is pretty much the best big guy that REBBL has to offer.
Yeah, he's a bit of a terror, isn't he? Block, tackle, guard, break tackle. Quite tasty.
He's not a huge Jackman, though, is he? Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, would Huge Jackman want to go up against Snowballer?
Would Snowballer want to go up against Huge Jackman?
Well, I don't think Snowballer's got the brains to say no.
I've also got
I
an
am
Agi
looking
5,
forward
by
to
the
this.
way. Agi 5
Yeah.
ball carrier.
And an
which is-
Agi 4 to pass it to. So they've got one that can kind of play the quarterback type role, and then one that can be a bit more aggressive and, when needed, be a legitimate passing, like a receiving threat, which is quite exciting.
Okay, so their
That's four,
opponents tonight are the Film Flayers. It's Hull's team, who came through the round of 64 with a win against the humans, called the Animals. So I will find this team momentarily.
Middle of page 4, top right.
Gunnerside, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub. Anyone know where this team is?
Yeah, top row, middle of page 4.
There they are. They are hiding from me. And we have a Clawpom werewolf with jump up. Not that Claw makes much difference in this one.
There's a couple of targets, including the aforementioned Snowballer himself. But the big thing with this team is finding out if Lassie's actually going to spend any time on the pitch. She got
I'm a
KO'd
7.
in his round of 64 game and basically stayed out for the entire match, which kind of is concerning when it's your best player.
Well, when you're armor 7, you're probably likely to take to the sideline at some point. So it's a wise lifestyle choice, really.
Right, before this stream starts, is this stream choppy as hell tonight, or is that just me?
The stream
I'm not
itself
listening
looks,
to it. so-
looks smooth. I don't know what the audio's like, but the stream itself looks smooth. It's just the intro video that chops up.
So my copy that I've got here on my second monitor seems to be chopping all over the place. I'm just going to refresh that window.
You might have to refresh it, because literally the only thing that's chopped the entire stream is the intro so far. The actual animation is smooth.
Superb. In that case, let's get on with talking about Holmes' team, because it's not. It's a strange one. It's very werewolf heavy, flesh golem light.
He has been paying his taxes. We kind of do like that around these parts, don't we?
We certainly do, yeah. And the whites are very much playing what you would call supporting roles. None of them are natural killers, though both do have Mighty Blow. John McClane and Han Solo. That is a nice ghoul as well. Neo there with the Agi 4 movement 8.
Not too shabby at all.
We got the one guard zombie with block. We got one dirty player. And then 3 rookies. A total of 12 players on the team. Will that be enough? Holes with 190k in the bank. Would you expect to see him pick up another zombie here?
You might do if you're expecting to get armor busted and removed from play by the Norse, or you're intending to go down the sort of foul heavy route, which is always an option against armor 7.
It'll be interesting to see. I mean, there's going to be a few inducements for the Necro. We might, for the second evening in a row, get to see Wilhelm Cheney on the field.
Now, he wouldn't be a bad pickup at all, really.
What are we feeling for this one? Who do we think is going to come out victorious?
Well, I personally have to go for my fellow Big O coach.
Deez, of course, he did win Big O Division 1. He got the bye week, so this is the first time we've seen him in the playoffs this season. I'm assuming Metal is off dealing with stuff, and that is why he is popped out of the chat temporarily. I'm sure he'll be back.
Discord issues like everyone does every other day.
Possibly. Seems to be back now, so if he is here...
My mic just decided it didn't want to work.
Yeah.
Which was weird.
So, Metal, give us a prediction. These are holes.
I think Coles has the stuff on the pitch that can take this, but I just think Deez has the edge. He's been to playoffs a couple of times before. He knows his way around these matches. Snowballer is legitimately insanity. Coles has a lot being asked of him right now.
21-10, the team value on this Norse. It's amazing, really, because they've very much been held together by sticky tape and dreams at this point. But they're still fighting strong. 21-10, not bad going at all. I mean, we take a closer look at Snowballer. He has block, he has tackle, for crying out loud.
He's a scary Yeti. Fun fact, too, unless it's changed recently, Snowballer's 137 SPP comprises of 1 MVP.
Tell you what might have been interesting. I mean, obviously he went the block tackle route. Of course, that being a double, you could have taken jump up. And you could have had a block mighty blow piling on Yeti if you'd gone a different route. With jump up, right?
I think his strategy relies too much on him being up and about and a threat. Piling on Yetis is kind of scary because because they only movement 5, so you lose obviously the 3 movement for when you go down. It makes blitzing a lot harder, and getting them back to their feet if you can't find that blitz is really difficult.
Well, I mean, that's what the jump up would be there for. But yeah, I mean, like,
well, no, because you've still got to pass wild animal, haven't you? Right? I mean,
well, yeah, that's true. I mean, like, these blitzes occasionally with Snowballer. He's not like some coaches who'll just click on big guy, click on target, and then hope for the best. So,
well, obviously, Eric the Red does have that power, but lacks the claw. At the same time, you kind of do need to blitz with the Yeti often enough to keep him moving around reliably.
This is true enough.
It's obviously a 4+ on the wild animal if you don't take a blitz. So, obviously having block makes his blitzers much safer. It's a very good Norse team. And it is the only Norse team to make it to the playoffs this season. Can they go as far as they did last time?
It's only the only Norse team to do it twice as well.
Indeed, yeah. The Norse team that won Season 7 have never been back to playoffs since.
But they are playing Gerber on Saturday or Sunday, which should be incredibly entertaining in the OI.
Although, did Ornan make... I'm sure Ornan made it to playoffs twice with New Year Norse.
I thought maybe he did. But I don't
sure that's
think
happened.
He did.
Don't know whether Deez has been 3 times. But regardless, this one is due to kick off very soon. Bingo cards at the ready, of course, Rebel fans. Because
I love that this is a thing, by the way.
We've got a big guy on the field. And if you've got the big guy was useless, big guy was amazing, big guy first action, you may be able to tick off all of those in this game.
If Deez does something incredibly stupid, we might even see Krusader explode and get the reserved core-caster being less reserved. Because Krusader, quite a reserved core-caster on the playoffs, I've noticed. So unexpected.
What?
You're more relaxed during the playoffs. I mean, you're not as stressy as you are on your own stream because you're happy to criticize on your own stream. I'm saying if you explode.
It's also 4:30 in the morning here, and I have a roommate who lives across the hallway from me. So,
I mean, being here was your idea.
No, we didn't ask you. You asked us. To be fair.
I know, but like not waking everybody up is it's a beneficial thing. Yeah, the word reserved is not usually used when it comes to.
No, I mean you don't tend to come out with caster rage, is what I'm saying. Except for that one time that Liam didn't push a guy into the crowd and pushed him to the score instead.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm more happy for player stupidity to speak for itself.
If
that deserved, oh my lord, still makes me angry.
For those asking, if you do want a Rebel Bingo card, just pop over to the Discord, give Singe a little poke on there or a ping, and he will be able to serve one of them up for you. If you've missed games, it doesn't matter, because we basically from the round of 32 onwards, any game that goes on or any game that has already been played does count. So you can watch the games back, see if anything that you've got has already happened. And joining late is not actually a disadvantage, which is good news.
Fan folks, we Aussies are generally relaxed. There are a few things that rile us up.
£5 Steam gift is good enough reason to ruin friendships. Well, you can get a tenner if you get everything. Although
super bingo.
I drew fouling with the ball carrier as one of my 25. So yeah, that's good luck, innit? Yeah. I mean, technically, it might also fall under misclick, punished or unpunished. But I'm really on long odds for that 10 quid, to be fair.
Yeah, barring footy finals, yeah. I was actually kind of surprised there was no, like, certain topics being brought up, but hey.
So, who will be interested in this game? Well, Chabsu and Saitalen will definitely be interested in this game because the winner of this will be facing the winner of that. And that game is going down tomorrow, I do believe. I think I might actually be casting that one as well.
I think you are.
We've got a busy Saturday again. We have my game at 9 AM UTC.
Which I've got.
Metal, Gerber, and Synergy on that one. Me against a small, little-known streamer called Andy Davo.
How are you feeling about this? Like, I wanted to catch up with you this week on the podcast to get your feelings about this, and then you didn't bother showing up for the podcast, so it was...
I'm feeling good. I have literally nothing to lose, so let's go kill some Dark Elves. It'll be fine.
I suppose that's the thing. I mean, like, if you do lose, it's like, oh, it was Andy Davo. You were not, everyone expected that. But if you win, like, you're a hero, right?
Sure, I'll take that. I will definitely take that. In the afternoon, of course, we have the Farm Animals taking on All Rats Must Die at 1 o'clock UTC. That is followed on, I'm doing a double back-to-back, Bloodsuckers Inc. versus Legland Blur, if you want to see those vampires in action again. Half an hour after that starts, we've got, I believe, although that one's a maybe, Battle Brothers versus the Kahunas. That one might be rearranged. And an hour after that, so we're now at 4 o'clock UTC, Snake Kitties versus Picking Flowers is going down as well. So, plenty happening. Just waiting for this one to get underway. We know Deez is about. I'm assuming we're just waiting for Holes to...
I might tentatively put my name down for that Battle Brothers the Kahunas one.
I think if you check the subreddit, the scheduling thread, I think they've had to move it. I think Anteater Reborn made a bit of a mess of his time zones. So, unfortunately, that's...
Typical. Well, I'll put it down, and if it plays, it plays. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Easy come, easy go. Who do you think...
I don't think this is an easy game for either coach, to be honest. I think it's going to be really interesting to see what Holes picks up as inducements. But I don't think this isn't one of those games that's going to be like, you can't say one way or the other. I think it's a rough game for both of them.
Well, that's not the question I was going to ask. I was going to ask who do you think who are the potential opponents for the next round again?
It's Chabsu and Saitalen.
Who do you think they would prefer to play?
These two coaches, the Rats.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know, right? I don't know.
Well, no, Chabsu or Saitalen.
The thing you've got to think about for the Rats, right, is that they have a natty one turner, like a ridiculously good natty one turner, and Saitalen is very, very good at protecting it, and that is such a reset button that they might not want to face the Rats, because at least if you're playing Chaos, you know what they're going to do. You know how to stop them. You punch them in the head harder than they punch you, and that's about it. Whereas playing against Saitalen, I mean, what is he going to do, right? I mean, you're gonna do everything you can to stop him, and then he one turns.
So what about in reverse?
I think.
If I'm going to go, I would say if you could get Lassie MNG'd, then you would happily take the Necro.
I think even without Lassie MNG, because Rats do bring a pretty good fouling game, and if you pile on with that Wolf, it's only AV7. I mean, even with a 1 assist foul with a dirty player, you're gonna have a fair shot at doing some damage. You know, or a rolled up newspaper.
So both coaches would prefer to see the Necro?
I think so.
I think so, yeah. But at the same time, both coaches would just prefer either opponent to be dead.
Well.
Yeah.
Hedgie 5 sprint, short feet movement 10. Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty disgusting.
So still
Apparently
no
James has not been credited properly for the AV bust. It's all
Well,
about
I mean, we're not giving
James.
James any credit anyway, so.
All got to be about James, boys. They're starting up now.
Excellent.
10 minutes late. Good work.
So plenty to be excited about for this one. What we have seen, without wanting to spoil too much about any of the round of 32 games, but certainly in the round of 64, we've seen a lot of quite bloodless games. Very short bot reports.
I have to say, I don't think this is one of them.
I would agree. I would say this one is all set up for blood, murder, and anything in between.
I like it.
Yeah, I think we're all okay with that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if the coaches are, but, you know, whatever.
Of course, in the Season 7 final, we saw Drakkar's Dominators and New Year Norse knock so many bells out of each other that it took them both a season to recover. It was horrific, but one of the most entertaining grand finals we've seen.
Now, I have to say,
The inducements
Speaking
are a
of-
bribe, a wizard, and a babe.
oh, I quite like that. Now, I have to say, as far as blood and death incoming, I mean, the Greenhorn has had a lot of that. Like the first two Greenhorn matches had 3 deaths between them.
When will our coaches be nice to each other? We try to
Well,
give them nice
coaches-
things.
Well, how coaches learn that if the best plan, if you're going to play a developmental 4 games, is to actually develop rather than murdering each other.
The game is live, but of course, the thing to remember with things like the Greenhorn Cup is that one of the easiest way to develop in Blood Bowl is to kill the opposing team.
Well, it depends on what sort of team you're playing, but yeah.
It's kind of how the game works.
Ooh, hello.
So, Drakkar's Dominators versus the Flayers, live for you now. And hopefully, we're in for a cracker. And it's snowing, so the Norse will be well happy with that.
Until they have to GFI. And you've got to remember, they do have minus movement on quite a few players.
Well, it's an elf turf field for Deez in his stadium.
I mean, hurting yourself less doesn't stop you from turning over.
A statement that is factually true, I suppose.
I mean, you suppose. It's actually true. Like, there's no suppose about it. That's the truth. Well done, that's really good.
It is Drakkar's Dominators to receive the ball in the first half. If one of you wants to run back and find out which coach chose to kick, chose to receive,
I will get that for you, sir.
that'll be handy. But it's 2 on the bench for either side, including the ghoul for the Flayers.
Hutzler, we can't put the Rebel logo on whenever there's a special field type. So the
Yeah,
elf
it's true,
grass, the logo is there, but it's under the elf grass, as I understand the way that the game codes the elf grass and the Astro Granite. So,
If you've got death on the Rebel logo, it's not happening today.
actually, Zin said it counts if it's around where the logo would be.
No, I'm not having it.
I think.
But I don't make the rules.
I think he said that. I can't remember. It was.
Okay, which squares have the Rebel logo on it? Because
It's
I'm
the-
tipping it's more than you
It's
think it
the
is.
middle 6.
It's more than that.
The Dominators chose to receive, so they won the toss, chose to receive. Fan factor, by the way, massive 8 on the roll for the Dominators plus 10 fan factor, whereas Flayers rolled a 5.
Quick snap for Deez. And he'll be
That'll
able to
help
put the
the
anti-5
busted
straight under the ball.
It helps their busted legs. This is a good kickoff result for the Norse.
So now, is there a surf on?
I ain't got that far yet. I'm still setting up because I had to go back to the flip.
If you're brave enough, you could technically surf a zombie.
A lot of resources to sink into surfing a zombie.
Yeah, sorry guys, if you had CheeseX turns up on turn 15 and goes, what did I miss? You're not getting it today. By the by, the answer every time, CheeseX, is the game.
Ball safely into the hands of Hull Father Sweaty.
Was there
And-
any doubt?
Yeah, we'll get this one underway.
Michael's calling spike punctuality. I like that, that's good.
So
Might be
here
on- you might be on
goes
the money.
Balog the Fierce. Get a knockdown on the ugly extra the second time of asking.
Not just a knockdown, that's a stun.
It's a pretty fierce hit.
That's a kill.
Good start for the Dominators.
Felt like he thought about piling it on just a little bit too long. Don't do that. That's a bad idea.
And cheese can still disconnect and come back in a while. I mean, that's true too.
Eric the Red doesn't break armor. Piles on instantly. And the greed pylon not rewarded.
He could even get punished if he gets fouled.
I imagine you can protect that fairly easily.
That's already been done anyway, to be fair. Hippie got that one for us.
Now, I think it's time for Snowballer.
Is it ever truly time for Snowball? Yeah, it is. We know it is.
It's
Who's
time for
blitzing?
Snowball.
Who's blitzing though? Like, where's the blitz coming from?
They're
Well, you
too
can still
deep to
with
blitz.
Snowballer.
You blitz if Snowballer doesn't knock him over. I think that with his flesh columns on the edge, the frenzy's the problem because you're going to frenzy yourself into the entire team. Snowballer needs a second bite in this particular cherry and gets fresh crotting. Although not really very well.
I have to say, I kind of agree with Super Duper Noob where it may have been worth pomming the KO because there is a Babe in play. Whereas if you do get it to a Kaz, it's only a 50-50 that he's going to come back and you only get to roll it once. Whereas with a KO and a Babe, it's very likely that the ugly extra will be back.
Not that anybody wants him to be.
Apparently he's ugly.
And just extra.
Do we blitz with Sam being the gassy?
I don't think we are going to blitz. I think that ship has sailed.
He can blitz with him and get himself pretty safe within the... No, it seems like there is no blitz this time.
I don't hate that. His werewolf could technically reach the ball. That is a very, very valid point. But I don't think that's a play we're likely to see.
It's GFIs in the snow. We don't want him to do that, are we?
That'd get instant foul almost.
Here comes that blitz, and it's a push only on Grump Bump. I wonder if John McClane will die hard today.
The one bin jokes.
I've got nothing to say at this point.
It's a long-standing joke about Sean Bean and a Spanish telenovela that involves some twins, a pregnant nurse, and a sister.
So Hole's playing this very cautiously right now.
He is, isn't he? But I mean, even his setup said that he was going to play it quite cautiously, given how far back he was. He really wanted the Norse to make it, work.
Oh, we're going to foul. Eric the Red. No assist foul. Stun into the use of the bribe. Oh, and the referee having none of that.
Oof.
Referee absolutely on point there. Deserves his pay packet. He made the right call, I feel.
Wow, that's not biased in the slightest. Jesus. I have to say, I did like the foul. That is such a valuable play. He's an AV7.
You like the no assist foul?
Yeah, it's an AV6.
Hey, there's bingo
chance.
cards relying on a no assist foul into casualty.
I'm not even saying. I'm not even talking about the bingo at this point.
I would say that was indeed a serious punishment there for the attempt of the foul.
Yeah, Eric the Red getting a removal with his face while lying on the floor. But now it's 11 versus 9 in Deez's favour, and it could get worse. We're going to hit the dirty player. We're going to get a knockdown on Hugo Hammerson. And you're not going to pile on next to a dirty player.
Well, you might.
Well, you might pile on the dirty player, right? Superfed saying that he's fun fact, my first foul in playoffs against Deez was also a send-off bribe bet.
Snowballer. Again, double one on the armor this time.
Snowballer not being particularly impressive.
I'm sure there was a shout for the bingo of Harringzord talks up a great player only for them to then underperform.
It's the Krusader effect, right? Because normally Crusader's the one side here going, I hear about all these players from your regions, and then you show up and they don't do anything. Well, now we're doing it to you, son.
Oh, we're going to foul that
Yeti's
zombie.
useless.
I mean, in fairness, you talked up Snowballer.
You know, it's your region.
I was wrong. We're not going to foul.
Yeah,
him.
but I'm not the one who talked it up.
Yeah, I don't see us ever fouling a zombie, Harringzord. That would be... Unless it was the final dude on the pitch, we're probably not fouling a zombie.
I mean, there is a shot on the ball here.
As long as the zombie does a 5+ dodge.
Into a 6+. Yeah, stranger things have happened.
Can I go and add hero play onto the bingo first?
So Holes again, very unwilling to commit into base contact with the Norse. John McClane.
Sorry.
That was John McClane's getting a knockdown this time on Dirty Gary.
I like that Dirty Gary's a dirty player. It's very thematic. Dirty Gary getting.
Would you believe it? It's a movement bust for Dirty Gary.
Also
Why
known as,
am I not surprised?
also known as his welcome to the team package.
And John McClane gets his first victim of the night. It's snowing. John McClane's running around. You'd think it was Christmas.
In an airport.
So Ho's getting one back. The zombie bravely getting to his feet.
I mean, if he feeds like Snowball or zombie meat for the entire game, he's probably going to keep him away from the players that matter, right? Ooh, that's a jump up fail.
And a pro
Well,
fail
I
as
mean,
well.
Deez has the option to block the zombie with another play. He can. Just decide to move Snowballer off onto something else. But
I know, but that's his goal, isn't it? He's trying to slow it down and trying to keep that thing away from...
not for
Players
sure,
he cares
from
about.
like everything else, yeah.
Hugo Hammerson is down again. And it's obviously the removal of Deez's dirty play. Now that pushes the zombie onto the ball.
That's one choice.
That's a thing.
Is that now going to force his blitz?
Well, the blitz is surely coming from Snowballer here, but that could be disastrous if you wild animals.
Well, he
Surely
could
you've
blitz
got to bring
with
Battle
Ice
of the
Fist Hammerblow
Fists.
instead. He could blitz it back into Snowball, who can then block it. But no, it looks like he's completely ignoring the zombie and going for the Flesh Column.
I think he's just going to bank on the AG5 dodge.
It seems a little unnecessary to be doing that.
I mean, he might punch the zombie with the player because he has got block.
In this scenario, an Agi5 dodge is exactly the same as an Agi4 dodge.
I didn't say it was a good plan. I said it was a possibility. Hello. Hang on.
The younglings have invaded.
.130 is just here from turning in his 2 weeks notice at work. What did he miss? Well, we've missed a movement bust on Dirty Gary. John McClane's taken him out. What on earth are we doing about this zombie?
I think we just open it goes away. Like,
Oh, we'll just block it with the ball carrier. Okay.
I genuinely feel like we're open. It just if he ignores it'll go away.
Well, it kind of just went away.
Now, Snowballer does wild animal the blitz. And that zombie is now a 4+ away from a 1 dice on the ball.
Or possibly another ill-advised foul.
Well, it only takes 1 hit from that flesh column to take out the 2 assists there. He could no assist foul Eric the Red again.
I wouldn't hate it, you know. Like 42% isn't a bad shot.
I don't know if I like what Deez has done.
Yeah, if he knocks down Stennis Cold Snap, you can actually get dice on the ball with a wolf, can't he?
Now, Snowballer is continuing to be useless. But I feel it needs a longer amount of time before we can officially declare him to have been useless for the game.
No, I think you kind of need to look back at it across the entire match.
16 turns, yeah.
Or 24.
Yeah, like if he fires up next turn and starts
That's-
removing piece after piece.
Not me saying it's going to kicks before anyone gets involved. I didn't say that.
Now here's an idea. You could chain push the zombie onto the ball.
Super. I had forgotten the big old school of caging meme. I mean, it's a bit risky, but I think the blizzard's helping.
Flesh golem, pow!
Yeah,
On ice fist, hammer blow. Not to be mistaken with ice pelt hammer blow, of course.
Who's a little bit bigger
Yeah.
and has sharp claws.
Yeah. Like
I'm
the Blizzard's
surprised
gonna
he
just
didn't
wait
follow up.
to make GFIs. So
I'm
Is
surprised
there a
he
world
didn't
in which
follow
that werewolf can get around the edge here?
and then go where?
Hit the ball.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
2G, well, it's 3 pluses to do that by my count.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's more than that.
I don't like it.
No, it's not good. I think he is relying on the snort to keep back the wolves. Because I
I'll tell
think
you
that
what,
would be a much better choice if it wasn't snort.
The lack of guard on the flesh golems, I think, is hurting. Although we've got it on the whites, you don't really want to commit them up as much as you do the flesh golems. Here comes a blitz. This time from Han Solo. Not greeting the reroll at this early stage.
I kind of like that control. I think it's too early to start that. A couple more turns if we haven't seen it needed for a
Oh,
reroll.
and a failed dodge away. Well, there goes the reroll we were saving. And he's 1 in 9 the dodge. Han Solo.
I like neither the dodge nor the reroll here. I just don't think it was particularly necessary.
So now there is a genuine surf threat on that zombie. But again, might be a little bit of a commitment to make that happen. But this gives these the Necro now quite narrow and might open up a little bit of the field for the Dominators to play with here. There is a world in which Lassie takes a hit as well.
I'm so sorry for everyone asking Metal if the ball play. I haven't said that yet, Zinj. I haven't.
Are you going to come up with a new way to describe the play then?
No, I will keep my habit available. But I need to see a bold play before I call it a bold play.
Well, Hugo Hammerson is eating blocks like a champion here, and Balog the Fierce is taking out a zombie.
Bye, Bronto.
11 out of 12 will do it.
Yeah, he's not coming back either, is he?
Nope.
Fat 2 on the regen. It's not looking terrible for Deez right now, other than the fact that he's leaving the ball a little bit more exposed than I'd like with the Wisdom Flip. Well, I mean, Snowballer blitzing Lassie would be an incredibly bold play because he'd have to
I'd count 2
he'd have to do a
GFIs.
break tackle, do 2 GFIs, and then he's just going to get fouled to death. So, yeah, that would be pretty bold.
I think
I mean-
Deez is wanting this left side of the field.
The question is, can he run over there with all these movement busts? Deez leaving the ball a little bit open. It's not the worst thing in a Blizzard, though, right? Like, even with the Wizard, if you screen off the ball well enough, you're still putting a lot of pressure on these Wolves to make the GFIs required to get to the ball at that point.
Yeah, it's almost as if he was
haven't.
asking, he was saying to Hose, go on, chance your double 3 plus GFI to go for the ball.
Yeah.
No, I haven't said it. You can't have it. So, no.
It's now looking like we want nothing to do. That's a bait. Right there. That is a werewolf bait.
As I said earlier, Zinj, Snowballer's 137 SPP comprises of 1 MVP.
Like, if one of the bounties was get someone to say the word banana, and then someone in chat goes, "Hey, Metal, can you say the word banana?" That doesn't count. That's just
Snowballer's
cheating.
in the game. And that is
He
bad
is.
news for Gorgeous Judge. Wonder if you might not stand firm here.
Regen.
That's a complete frenzy trap, by the way. If that hadn't have knocked him down.
Well, it would have been an armor bust, but Gorgeous George gets away. Oh, and break tackle, just allowing Snowballer to casually jump away to one side. Sorry for the slight freeze in the action there as Snowballer took that hit.
No, Metal, that would have been 2 dice and 2 dice if you make it knock him down. 5, 6, 7, 4, 5,
yeah,
6.
because obviously to push a different way, you're right, yeah.
That's already now 4 removals from the Dominators, one of which was a send-off by the referee. But the bait on Grump Bump is in play. And the problem with that is that right now Holes would have to commit players over towards that sideline for assists, and that is a good way to get counter-surfed.
No, what I said, Cheese, was it's not so bad if he regens.
This is true.
No, there was a slight spoiler because my game froze temporarily, and I think they're all trying to claim that because they're all a bit desperate, sadly.
It is a bit too... Like, the guy, stop forcing it.
It's a $5. It's a $5 Steam card. Relax. These things will happen eventually. But if you keep reminding us about it, then we're going to, like, you know, do our best to avoid them.
So here goes John McClane once again. It's a 1 dice go.
Hang on, what do you mean once again? That was the first time it's done a 1 dice score, isn't it?
Well, it went for a blitz. It said once again before the blitz.
Ah.
Yeah, that's how I interpreted that.
It didn't sound like that when you said it, that's all.
Oh, mate, I have done this before.
I've noticed, yeah. You're pretty good at it.
Not bloody amateur hour.
No, I believe that's on Sunday. We've got Cheese apparently appearing on a cast.
Oh, jeez.
Gunnarside finds himself worrying way too much about his inner grandma coming out. That's really good. I like that one. I feel like the Necro, with that massive flesh collar removal, has actually got themselves really bogged down here. This is...
Yeah, Holes is he's played it cautiously and still finds himself down players and stuck up against the entire team.
Oh, thank God he didn't say Holes has found himself in a hole here. Venezuelan Bolivars.
I think Bronto is certainly in a hole.
We are retreating the Wolves.
The ultimate Yeti bait. Standing in GFI to make the first hit.
You're certainly not going to GFI with Snowballer. That would be just insanity.
One might go so far as to call it a bold play.
Oh,
Stop
for God's
it.
sake.
Oh, Zombie Dodge has failed, and, well, we don't see a removal of any sort.
I don't think we're even particularly surprised that the Zombie Dodge failed, are we?
No, it's suddenly there's only
really.
6 players on their feet.
To be fair, isn't the exchange rate on Krona utterly terrible? Someone donated Rebel 10 Krona the other week, and then I was like, oh, I'll accept that, yeah. Accepted it at a quid. It was like 57p, and I was like, what?
We might.
I mean, it's not as bad as the Bolivar, that's for sure.
We might be accepting the wolf bait.
We can't. That's insanity. That's not even, like, I'm not even going to pretend it's not bold, it's just nuts.
I mean, he could go and hit him with Sam Bean, the gassy, I suppose.
I think he's going to fuck this Frankenstein's monster with Snowballer. He's absolutely putting his claw mighty blow to the best of use. And it's got tackle,
so.
and it's blodge, so technically it works.
The film Flayers are surrounded right now.
Yeah, apart from that one wolf who no one wants to go near because he's a little bit scary.
Now, Snowballer, don't stuff this one up.
Snowballer's not blitzing, and that means it's going to come down to Eric the Red to get that particular job done. He may be going for John McClane here. Yes, he is. Eric the
I
Red.
don't hate that.
Pro fails, so we are now find ourselves right in the middle. It's another 2 dice, another double push. Pro has failed. Will we see the greed reroll? Let's try and remove John McClane. We do, and again, no good.
John McClane is
putting in a shift.
There's a double pow. 1 block too late. Han Solo.
Push Eric the Red out of the middle of that mess if he wants to.
Yeah, I don't think that's too bad an
I
idea.
absolutely think he needs to do that and save him from the incoming punch.
Did someone say they want to snuggle?
I think they do.
You just heard snuggle, I want snuggle, yeah.
That's not on your bingo cards, folks. There's another double pow on Hugo Hammerson.
Snuggle someone live on air. Hugo's done a bit of work, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's eating blocks like a champion here. And Sam, being the gassy, is going over there to protect his mate. Now, we've got to move that ball, haven't we?
Well, I mean, you don't have to, but that would be...
But that flesh golem is a 4+ away from a 2 dice on the ball as it stands. So we are going to move the ball to make it a 5+.
Yeah.
I don't think Holes is going to drop the wizard on this because he's got little to no recovery.
Get this kid a mic.
Although, having said that, he might be able to open a channel.
I mean, like, even if he doesn't score on Deez's drive, stopping the Norse, I think, is probably...
Actually can cut a hole. If he stands up the guard zombie, throws the block with the blodge flesh golem, he then can, if that's a knockdown, punch through with the white into the strength 4 guy when he stands the other white up. And that opens him up to a 1 dice on the ball with his pommel.
I suddenly don't know if this would be terrible wizard.
Yeah, the shot he can get through is quite... It's rough, but it can work.
There is the wizard. And down goes Hullfather Sweaty, and he is stunned. Now it remains in Snowballer's influence.
It has been said repeatedly that Deez's players are immune to wizards.
Seemingly immune a lot of the time, yeah.
I don't know if it was a good wizard though. I mean, the ball's loose, but it's still... He put it smartly next to the Yeti. So there was a good chance the scatter was going to drop on the Yeti. And that's kind of not good.
So he's got... I don't know why he blocked Eric the Red and not the Ulf there.
I feel like it was a massive misplay of target priority there.
Because John McClane doesn't have a good block against that Ulf right now. Although the werewolf, if he wants to come through with that thing, might.
I mean, he does have a 1 dice.
Yeah, I think the wizard here is probably all it's achieved is a mild inconvenience to Deez.
I mean, in the snow, it may have stopped the score, but we're not going to know for sure just yet.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Bean can retrieve the ball.
Here comes Lassie for the first time. 1 dice. We're going to try and scatter the thing. And that won't do it. Reroll used to try and get through Balog the Fierce. And we do get through Balog the Fierce.
But we got through him hard, yeah, that was big. This scatter's going to matter.
The Apo will bring back the Berserker. And the scatter is absolutely brilliant. Especially as Lassie has fetched the thing. Without much trouble at all.
You've been waiting on that one, haven't you?
No.
You have.
My question to you is, what protects Lassie now?
The other wolf with a 3+ dodge. In prey.
Without a reroll?
What else are you going to do? What else are you going to do? Sit there and watch as your best werewolf gets hit by a Yeti?
Well, I think
that's what you're about to do.
Blood in the water, folks. Metal.
A
Probably.
Yeti that can push him into Eric the Red if required.
Yeah, with that dodge failing, if that dodge had succeeded, I think he had to base up Snowballer and force the break tackle, which he could still do, but instantly makes it harder.
I actually think the better play might be to blitz with Eric the Red.
And go into Snowballer. You are right.
Yeah.
It's certainly more
Bang!
reliable.
That's a stun on John McClane. We can block the other white away as well.
Ali Ryder.
As long as you follow up, you're not making any dodges then.
Ali Ryder, this is actually REBBL versus Big O.
So Eric the Red has a natural 2 dice on Lassie, and it's killer on killer. Eric the Red never lets you down for a pow. Will he get the removal on Lassie?
But it's an
Yes!
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a massive one. That's 6-5, 6-6. That'll kill pretty much anything.
And that is no regen. Lassie is gone.
And I think with Lassie, Hull's chance of putting up any sort of a defense this half pretty much died with her.
Snowballer casually moving over next to the ball.
So
It's actually a GFI to get to the ball unless he knocks down the zombie, right?
well, he's knocked down the zombie.
That's good news.
And
No, he's
KO.
really knocked it down. Yeah,
He knocked him out.
down and out. Yeah, that's a good one.
And it's all falling apart for film players right now.
So, I mean, it's still a GFI unless you want to dodge through it.
Well, you do it dodge because you've got dodge and agi foot. So I think there's no world you don't take that dodge.
We have possession of the ball. And we're also going to try and take out Han Solo for good measure.
It seems Superfed is having flashbacks.
Not a whole lot of Necro left on the pitch at the moment, is there?
No, this has been something of a massacre up to this point. Although, well, what do you do now if you're holes?
Pull back, maybe.
Where? No, I mean, if you can get yourself onto the floor without an armor break, I might just eat that. Flesh Golem is going to find a power on Hurly Gurly and probably go and base the ball.
I don't know what that's going to do other than get him jump up
Annoyed.
by Eric the Red.
No, mildly annoy a Yeti, perhaps.
Nope, we are going to stand there.
Well, he wants to mark up Holfar, right? Well, I guess not much different. Sam Bean can
Zombie
still
dodge
do.
has failed, and a stun on Hugo Hammerson finally. So Deez doesn't need any GFIs to score here, does he? The only question is, can he protect the ball carrier?
Oh, I would think so. There's what, 3 standing Necro players, 1 stunned. There's a fight on the ground.
If you can take out this other wolf, this might be done. And he might just go with the tackle play, the blitz from Grump Bump over there, rather than taking Mighty Blow. He's got to hit with Eric the Red as standard anyway. With the jump up. Ball is indeed moving to that flank.
The jump up, it tells you what his blitz is going to come from, doesn't it? Because it's very likely that if the jump up doesn't work or it doesn't knock his Flesh Golem down, we're going to see Snowball deployed again.
Let's
right?
go as first, and no good on Kuho.
Little bit surprised though.
Is that not Cujo?
Could be Cujo, Kuho. I don't know. How is your Spanish?
Isn't there a movie with a dog called Cujo?
Could be.
Stop getting technical. This Snowballer's got himself together quite well here.
Now,
She's just-
stand firm. Is not used. The Flesh Golem is going to end up on Snowballer here if he's not careful.
I think you stand firm the second one.
Round here, I think.
Eric the Red will probably pile on that.
don't like not standing firm.
Oh, and we're through, and Thick Skull saves the day. Why is Thick Skull saving a player, not on a bingo card?
Fair. That should probably be on there.
Well, I learned how to pronounce a dog's name today.
That's progress. You know, every day's a school day.
It is. Shit.
So this ball is, you would say, protected, and we still have a hit to take on Han Solo.
Not only is it protected, it is precisely 7 squares away from the end zone.
Han Solo is knocked out.
Well, I mean, that's a better state than how he ended up.
He was punched to the floor by a big, hairy thing.
Wait, it's about a Saint Bernard with rabies that kills a lot of people? Motherfucker, what's the book called? I want to read this now. And or then see the movie.
Do we... The only player I can really see coming here is just an all...
He tried the magic dice, and the magic dice were not with us today, so Drakkar's Dominators are going to be 1-0 up at the end of the first half.
Oh, it's literally called Cujo. Alright, sweet.
Sam Bean Nagasi gets a touchdown, and a Big O team have the lead.
Beethoven 3.
Big O are reacting with great shock at this point after the playoffs they're having.
Nah, this is what we come to expect from Drakkar's Dominators.
So, KO rolls, we have one Bloodwiser Babe, and they are going to, well, she's got a job to do, you might say.
And she kinda did it. 2 out of 3 is not bad.
Hey, it's good enough for Meatloaf, it's good enough for me.
I mean, literally, the Babe does make it a 3+, so 2 out of 3 is actually pretty much where it's supposed to be, right?
So, as it stands,
Yes.
with his 3 or less blocks in pocket, the potential for a one-turn touchdown. Although it's hellishly risky with no reroll in the snow.
You're hoping for either a reroll off the kickoff or nice weather, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, at this point, Deez isn't setting up back here to prevent the touchdown so much as just avoid taking hits.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players on the field, and it's a maximum of 10 for the second half, if that remaining KO comes back.
Got a hoit.
So this, at the moment, not looking very much like a one-turn touchdown attempt.
It's barely looking like a game at this point. Coles really needs something to go his way, otherwise this is just going to go...
We have one in the casualty box, there's still one on the bench, so realistically we need 2 removals that stick to even the numbers here.
And it's a one-turn touchdown attempt.
Bleeding Hippie is right. Potentially 11 players with a dead Norseman.
Ah, very true. A dead Norseman does flip this on its head, and that is why Bleeding Hippie is the champion. He knows his onions.
Okay, that's certainly a phrase.
I'm sure Harringzord said it before.
But no, yeah, you're right. I mean, like, obviously, if you do get a death, the 2-player swing from the Necromancer is actually very, very powerful. But if you're Deez, you've got to be ecstatic with the way this drive's gone so far.
Oh, you'd be very happy.
Like, he's took out the most dangerous player on the field.
The referee made the right choice, the right call.
I mean, even if he hadn't, right, it's a zombie. The fact that Lassie's out and the Wizard's gone is incredible.
Pretty big news.
Now we need a call from Singe as to whether a death would count as being on the Rebel logo here. With the logo not in play.
And again, I've said the logo is actually bigger than the middle 6 squares.
He does have the movement, though, because he's got to move 8 ghoul. I mean, that's only 3 pushes.
It is, but getting the ball to him is a problem. If this kick goes deep, you can only short pass, right? So...
Yeah. And then as mentioned before, if the weather doesn't change, you're doing GFIs in the snow. Risky business.
Maybe if you want to win this thing, you
gotta roll the dice.
Give it a go. The sidestep really helps.
Yeah, it does. It does make things a lot easier. The ghoul being Agi 4 as well really, really helps. But there is tackle. These are set up. If you're going to do a backfield line, he's done the best backfield line he can do by having tackle in every gap.
We get a reroll, but it is for the Dominators, and the kick is about as deep as it could possibly have gone.
It's perfect too.
So I now don't know whether this is even possible.
It is, but it's ridiculously difficult.
But you have to do the pass first, though, right?
Yeah, and the pass can only be short or quick or short.
So you need GFIs to make the pass
before you push the ghoul. You've got to.
Yeah, so you're adding in GFIs with the werewolf?
I mean, I'm not saying it. I didn't say it was impossible. I said it was very, very difficult.
It's not even about can do it. I don't think you should do it at this point.
No, you should.
Yeah, I'd be skeptical.
Because you've got a GFI with that wolf to have any chance, and you've got no reroll. And it's a 3+.
Well, you're doing a 3+ pickup, 2 3+ GFIs. You're doing then a 4+ pass into a 4+.
We assume he is making it into short range at this point. He can probably just get into short range with 2 GFIs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a 4+. Quick could be a 3+.
Yeah.
So you're looking at a 3+, 3+ to pick it up, 2 3+ GFIs, a 4+ pass, a 4+ catch because of the 2 tackle zones. Then you need 3 pushes. Then you need to dodge through tackle while doing 2 more GFIs. Nope.
And even if you do all that, you tripwire and you lose your ghoul.
If you hurt your ghoul doing those dodges or those GFIs, you've probably lost.
Oh, double skull.
Uh-oh. That's one.
Well,
There's a first action. It's already been claimed, but there's definitely a first action double skull on the card.
That was anticlimactic, wasn't it? Half-time 1-0 to Drakkar's Dominators, and a very, very good half for Deez.
Does anyone else really, like, you spend all this time talking about the potential play and how difficult it is or whatever, and then they just go, I'm just going to throw some horrible dice, and then you're like, oh well.
The Babe does not bring back the zombie, and it's going to be a 9-player drive against the full 11 of the Norsemen. Pole's having a rough day.
I'm almost ready to predict the weather's going to change now. just after you needed it to change.
And if he didn't need removals before, he definitely needs them now. And let's face it, he did need removals before.
Yeah.
I suppose in theory it was safer to do the pickup with the wolf if you were going to throw a double skull, but you can't possibly be expected to know these things.
Well, I mean, it's Blood Bowl, right? So you just assume the worst is going to happen and just be slightly happier when it doesn't.
If we're doing that, it's either going to change to rain or we're going to get a blitz.
Rain or like sweltering heat or something like that.
I refuse to believe.
Not too much of a problem.
I refuse to believe that a Big O team would ever roll a blitz.
Nah, it's never happened.
Now look at that. You can see the dice rolls along the bottom of the screen there. We've got a double skull into a 1 and a 2 on the armor, into a 1 on the KO. I suppose the 1 and the 2 on the armor was good.
On fire. Rock on the remaining wolf. Oh, jeez, that hurt.
Here comes the kick, and it is a short one into a perfect defense, just if things couldn't get any worse for you. So now we might well see Snowballer make his way onto the front line here.
Swedish Salt asking for a rock on the remaining wolf seems a little bit rough. Yeah, we have. We've seen Snowballer step up.
Linton, no, the sun is not up yet.
This is just horrible.
Well, I mean, I don't think anyone who wasn't Deez would call this ideal for Holmes.
I mean, even Deez wouldn't say this was ideal for holes.
Bleeding Hippie, the Big O has done damage to Drakkar's Dominators. Just happens to be in the form of movement busts and dead dirty players.
This team has now, thanks to Dirty Gary, 5 separate movement busts on it. No other permanent injury.
It's interesting how it's all come in the form of movement. Deez must have just... Do you reckon there's a point where he got that movement bust on that dirty player and just went, yeah, this feels about right?
That's why we've called it the Deez. That's a really good scatter if you're a Norseman.
The scatter is painful.
This entire game has been painful. I feel like somebody somewhere really has it out for holes.
I suppose at this point, if you are one of Chabsu or Saitalen, you are mainly hoping that we see some dead Norsemen. Because we're unlikely to see a Necro victory at this point.
I certainly think it's less likely from here on out.
There's a guard.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it unlikely at this point, but yeah.
There's a guard, Ulf, in a really nice spot right now because it's denying a blitz on Chucky Chuckster without it being a 1-dice.
Especially because both of the flesh golems are now tied down.
The game's changed quite a bit since the...
Oh, the Ghouls has gone for the pickup.
He's done it.
He has made it. Dodges away.
But the protection on the Ghoul is going to be difficult to impossible.
Well, I mean, having the ball now means he's got his 2-dice, right?
Additionally, having the ball means he's got a giant target on his head.
Well, you can't win
Let's
them
be
all.
real, Metal. He had a giant target on his head anyway.
Here we go, we're stepping in for the blitz. That's a push.
Not the result we were after, was it?
I mean, he needs to find something to knock Ice Fist Hammerblow down or away. Otherwise, he's just going to get his cage infiltrated by a rampaging Ulf Warrior.
Or worse, a Yeti.
No, the Yeti's got to go through the Frankenstein's monster, I reckon.
There's the 1-dice. It is a power on Icefeld Hammerblow. Ice Fist Hammerblow. Ice Fist Hammer KO. I suppose. That's a good result, finally. Holes needed something, and gets something.
Yeah, it was. He asked for something there, and he did indeed receive a thing. Whether it was enough, probably not at this point.
Nuffle just giving him enough hope.
Injecting a touch of hope into the proceedings just to snatch it away later, right?
Yeah, just to be a jerk.
I mean, Norse can only blow up if you can get the hits, Mipper. And the point is, like, holes are so far in the hole right now, with so much guard available on the Norse team, that getting those
Can't see
hits in...
daylight.
Yeah.
It is now 10 versus 9 on the field. But Drakkar's Dominators with a 1-0 lead, and, well, I mean, realistically, all of the inducements are now gone. The bribe was wasted because we rolled a 1. John McLean is taking a punch from Eric the Reds, who's going to pile on that all day.
I think it is every 7, of course you do.
I think he's worried about getting him fouled.
I was fundamentally incorrect.
I think that's a mistake, worrying about the dirty player. Getting rid of the white, even for a stun. Quick kicks, because of who we've already lost. The Wizard's gone. The best player on the Necro team is gone. And this Blizzard's making it very difficult for Hulls to progress anywhere. Whereas he hasn't done.
Bronto was removed.
Bronto is gone.
Aggression. Yeah. Sad. Poor Bronto. And he's left eye. My lord. He's not had a good life. Or unlife.
I would have thought you piled on there, because against an AV7 target that has guard and mighty blow, you really want to tie that up. And the best way to tie it up would be to hurt it.
Let's not take that statement out of context. There's a POW on Gorgeous George. Oh, it's an armor break as well, and it was stun on that flesh golem.
What even is armor 9?
Irrelevant, apparently.
Yeah, this is suddenly looking like a bit of a rough spot.
Kix, if you could look at the
the Yeti has tackle, by the way, and that is another armor break, and that's thanks to Claw. And Mighty Blow, another stun.
Bet he wishes he had piling on now, right?
No, because then the Yeti's on the floor.
So both flesh golems stunned, John McClane locked down and out of the action, and Hole's already looking like he needs a little bit of a miracle.
Cujo's not in a great spot either, is he? And also, 2 zombies tied up completely with Sam being the Gassy, who is doing a great job of just being irritating as all hell. Han Solo can maybe do a 1 dice. There's only 3 players for the Norse right now, and one of them's a dirty player zombie. It's not looking good. Yeah, true. It's really good, isn't it?
You could serve a Norseman if you can somehow. We're going to take a 1 dice here, and that's going to achieve nothing. I don't even know if we can re-roll this. We are going to, and we do get the rewards. Chucky Chuckster. Taking a mighty blow hit from Han Solo.
Does that feel a little bit like frustration?
That feels a lot like frustration.
I don't know if I'd say frustration, but certainly desperation.
The wolf is going to dodge out to have a go at the Agi 5, and it's sidestep, so it's probably going to end up on the ball.
Or maybe it'll just end up being.
You sidestep here, don't you?
Like sidesteps away.
Yeah, that's the spot.
Right?
Now he's on the ball.
Yeah. Hello. He's very excited.
So he's beside the Yeti.
Oh no, stays where he is. The werewolf is now in all sorts of bother.
Well, the werewolf is about to get surfed if he's not careful.
We'll have another go. And again, it's a push. And Hole's just not able to get anything done here.
And that doesn't help at all.
We're now exactly where we started, except the wolf's going to get surfed.
If he doesn't just get smacked in the face and
And
killed.
we cannot protect the ball in any way, so we're just going to click on that gap in the middle and run all the way through.
Well, that changes things quite a lot.
I mean, you still can get a 2-die with tackle on that goal, so...
He has burned the reroll, so we cannot be GFIing right now.
It's full on potato.
He had to do it because Eric the Red was waiting to kill the thing.
Oh no, absolutely. Like Hullfather Sweaty and Sam being the Gassy utterly played and put an absolute shift there for.
That at that point, the ghoul going through there was the best available play. The shame is that it was absolutely terrible.
Yeah. Well, here's the interesting thing. I mean, because of Deez's movement busts, Valiog the Fierce is actually out of range to provide an assist. By 1 square.
He can GFI, can he not?
Yeah, no, not in this weather.
Well, I mean, he can in this weather. The question is, should he do it in this weather? And I think the answer is a resounding no.
Oh, uphill dice. That frees up a tackler. I wouldn't have thrown that.
Tackle's now well free.
You've actually helped him, yeah.
I wouldn't have thrown the uphill against the blodger. I might have thrown the uphill against the tackler.
Well, he did, didn't he?
I thought he threw that against the blodger. I could be wrong. Could be wrong.
Yeah, you just freed up the tackle piece. I don't agree with that play at all.
He has got to do a 2+ away from tackle to get this a 2 dice.
Well, no, he can't block the
can
wolf and
straight
take
away
his chances
then, yeah.
first. And then he can actually chain push the wolf off using Snowballer.
Yeah, he can, but then you're relying on Snowballer.
Well, we can't rely on Snowballer. Bang on cue there.
Snowballer. Doing God's work.
Why would you do that? Because you're a desperate man who has had very little go his way at this stage of the game, and he needed a miracle somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, he had no other choice. I mean, the uphill was a massive mistake, I think.
We require 4 pushes or both downs. Well, there's
Well, you got 2 of them.
Wow, okay, the
Wow.
ghoul survives.
This ghoul is as good as, if not better.
Neo
than
has
Bullfrog's
taken
Flame.
the red pill. That might be the right reference. It's been a while
This
since
is
I watched The
actually-
Matrix.
Really interesting situation,
yeah,
too. You know, like we were talking about Deez's, he has to do a bunch of dodges now, or he's making it 3+ GFIs to get in front of the ghoul.
He has also burned a reroll.
Made all his dodges.
But
Yeah, he did,
to be
yeah.
honest, there's nothing holes can do except click on the end zone here, right?
That's about the choice, I think.
Although, actually, here might be an opportunity to claw Snowballer before you do that.
I think you take that. Because
This
if you can get
might.
Snowballer on,
In fact, I might use the white with Mighty Blow rather than risk the Frenzy Trap.
Well, you'd have a crack with the white first, right?
Yeah. But this might be as good a chance as you get to punch that Yeti with Mighty Blow. It looks to me like we're going to take it, and then we're going to click on the end zone and see what happens.
yeah, click on the end zone and close those eyes.
Oh, he's using the wolf. And he gets the knockdown. Claw Mighty Blow on Snowballer. It's just a stun. Now we need something in the way of a minor miracle. Hole's sensibly setting up for defense in case this doesn't work. Although it's a 3+3+2+. And we failed the very first bit from tackle. Good luck, little ghoul.
Now, if he gets this one, he has got rerolls for the next bit.
Oh, he went
But
through
he went for
tackle!
the tackle!
Well, he got there in the end, but that is not the way.
Why would you... was that cyanide pathing, or was that... Holes being a madman?
Either way, Neo scores, and it is actually, unbelievably, game on.
This has turned into an interesting game. But this gives the Drakkar's Dominators a long time to score.
The KO comes back for the Dominators on the 4+. Will we see the zombie return? We kind of need him. Need all the help we can get, and indeed, the guard zombie is back. I'm refusing to allow cyanide pathing as an excuse. This is a playoff match. You've got to be better than that.
Yeah, I mean, you dot your I's and you cross your T's before you start handing in any contracts. So why don't you just double check? It's a simple thing, right? That wasn't rage. That was justified.
Oh, a rock hits Ballon
Whoa.
de Fierce.
Oh!
It's just a stun, and that's
He's
kind of
okay.
dull.
Yeah, that wasn't rage. That was justified questioning of a stupid play.
No, I still think it could have been cyanide pathing, if I'm honest.
I
Yeah,
don't...
but as Harringzord said, it's not an excuse. Not in the playoffs.
I'm not saying it's an excuse, but I'm saying it's probably not a misclick. It's cyanide pathing.
Eric the Red here gets a knockdown on the Dirty Player and a KO on Hugo Hammerson. I don't like how deep holes are set up again.
He's given them too much room, and you need to start pressuring them.
He was playing for a kickoff event like a blitz, and he hasn't set up for it. Obviously, it didn't happen, but
I mean, this is a bad blitz if you're setting up for a blitz and standing this far back. You've got to set up for a blitz, but he hasn't.
Snowballer will be next, and Snowballer finds a POW on Cannonball Aconite the Third. Oh, and it's a dead zombie!
Yeah, regen that, you son of a bitch.
That'll be Snowballer, 2 SPP closer to Legend, Zinj being very unhappy. That puts him 2 SPP further away from him.
It's 3
Being
failed
able to play down
regens.
for rerolling.
3 failed regens out of 4 for the statos watching the game.
Super Duper Noob is saying you've really got to reach out to Zinj now because that would have been on the Rebel image, on the Rebel Out logo.
Yeah, you need to ask Zinj about that one. That one can confirm on the logo.
I ain't seen the logo. Hurly Gurly gets a knock. That's 2 removals that very much puts Drakkar's back in control of his game.
I mean, given how much time they've got, I really don't think they were ever not in control. Halls he's got his finger in a dam at this point, rather than being anywhere near an equalising force, I think.
The equaliser and the punch from the werewolf clearly angered the Yeti.
That's just a silly move, really, wasn't it?
I think smacking him was probably the thing that upset him. I don't think he cares about touchdowns. If
There's
I'm
now
honest.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Necro on the field against, again, the full complement of 11 Norsemen. What is armor value 7, eh?
I don't think, given Snowball's performance thus far, even discounting that kill there, Cheese, I don't think you could call Snowball's performance useless.
The thing is that there's...
It's not been stellar.
You can't really even whinge at armor value 7 not breaking, because Holes has barely been in a position to punch anything. He's outstrengthed and outguarded massively in this game.
Outmanned on the pitch.
Yeah, very much so. He's just constantly been fighting an uphill battle for the entire game. He's rolled a few... He's had to roll crazy dice, relatively speaking, to get himself on the score sheet and give himself a chance, right?
Would you say, Harringzord, it's like he's been pushing a snowball uphill?
No, I would not say that.
No.
No. As it turns out. It was a good try, though. And we appreciate the effort.
Thanks, man. I love you too.
Harringzord's appraisal of that joke is well worth 100 bits from everybody in chat. Let's just put it that way.
I think the joke was worth 100 bits, thank you very much.
No, that's worth you giving him £100.
We're trying to find a blitz target, and I don't know who it's going to be.
If you're in a spiteful mood, Snowballer.
How? How do you get a 2 dice? Do you just chuck the werewolf at it and go, yeah, uphills will be fine here? I'm not about to get claw mighty blow when I roll a skull.
Nah, at this point.
Like, no, Krusader.
You can get a 1 die on it. You got 2 gut pieces.
And then it's a frenzy.
Well, not if you're knocking down the first hit.
It's a terrible decision.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying it's a good decision.
The ghoul is committing himself forward, so we're going to go for the old fear.
I like
the
that.
savage.
I like that, but I think the problem he's got is he's committing very hard to one side.
Gone the long way with Cujo.
Oh!
And Wolfmar the savage is not very savage anymore. That is a badly hurt.
Well, you could say he got savage.
Could, but I didn't. And
The
I can't go
problem
back
he's
on
got
it
is
now.
he's kind of going to get punched.
Not even a kinda. There's a jump up shot there with Balog the Fierce, who is due to level, by the way.
Do you make it the blitz so you're guaranteed to jump up?
There's still a
I don't
tackle
like
player
using
there.
Ballard Fierce, if I'm honest. Because it's a 2 dice into uphill for days. Or for D's, I suppose.
What if you block the zombie?
Well, we're about to block the zombie. And Sam being the gassy. Finds the stun.
That'll get guard in place.
I have to say, I do like how aggressive D's plays with this runner. I actually think that's been a defining factor of this game.
Jump up block on the werewolf, and that won't do it, but we might leave him there and take another tackle hit.
Yeah, that's been a defining feature of this match as a whole. How aggressively, forward Sam Bean has been into every
This
fight.
is a bit more like it. Cujo is stunned, and that probably is that for trying to defend the drive.
Ornan, you say it looks pretty close. That's, I don't think anyone
think
in
he
the
forgot
commentary
his
box
kappa.
would say it is.
I think
Yeah.
he forgot his kappa.
He needs to put his glasses on.
It's been weirdly not close for the entire game. Pow comes in on Gorgeous George.
Are we going
Nice.
to see Snowballer go after
I was just going to ask that.
Frankenstein's monster?
He could go after the white, to be honest.
No, but if he brings Ice Fist up, he can go after the monster.
Yeah, it's only close if you look at the scoreboard. Yeah, that's true.
It's a 1-1, honestly.
I would go for the white, personally. The Flesh Golem is not going to stop this drive. The white might.
But if you kill his body, you break Hold's spirit.
Either way, Snowballer's probably going to roll a 2+ failure here. Nope, here he goes. He's going for the Flesh Golem.
Shut
And
your
remember,
mouth. He succeeds.
he has tackle. I don't know if I've ever seen Flesh Golems stunned quite so much as they have been in this game.
Yeah, these Flesh Golems are not... Like, Flesh Golems are supposed to be like pillars, aren't they? That really slow down your opponent. These Flesh Golems are more like speed bumps.
Yeah, like, how often do you see Flesh Golems just get manhandled in the fashion they're being?
How often do you see a player like Snowballer?
That's a fair retort.
Ghoul dodging out to have a go at the... It's going to be a 2 dice this time to guard. Stennis Cold Snap.
He has to pull back a little bit here, doesn't he? So I don't hate this.
I mean, at this point, he has to run for his life.
Well, otherwise he's going to have a Yeti coming screaming at him, I'm pretty sure.
I think that's going to happen regardless.
Yeah, odds on that happening seem to be pretty high.
Well, the Dominators are split up, so need to regroup the forces a little bit here.
I really don't know if they do. I mean, there's enough around the middle of the field that it's probably not too much of a problem.
We have successfully ran away from the Yeti for the time being.
That being said...
Oh, and extra number 5 thinks he's Rotto. For those who watched Papanasti versus Barmusha last night.
Will we foul the wolf?
Yes.
Seems not.
I would.
No.
Who with?
It's not the point.
Well, you would have done it with Chucky Chuckster.
Yeah, it would have been Chucky Chuckster, I think.
Yeah, the scoreboard says 1-1 right now, but the way the match has gone for the entirety of the 13 turns says anything but, really.
Yeah, the scoreboard says 1-1, but Holes' soul says, get me out.
So it's only 1-1 because Holes can roll some crazy dice when required, apparently.
Well, they weren't the craziest, but they were pretty crazy.
There is a surf on this white, if he wants it.
Yeah, Surf John McClane.
The Ulf into Eric the Red can get this guy out of here.
However,
I wouldn't hate that at all.
Snowballer is about to be on the move, I feel.
You could just leave Snowballer next to Frankenstein's monster, basically daring Holes to stand him up at that point.
Yeah,
I kind of feel like Holes would have to.
Oh no, so Snowballer is going to blitz. Unless it's Eric the Red.
Well, that would be a dodge.
Yeah, it's Eric the Red. And we are going to double pow John McClane, and this is probably going to hurt.
You almost certainly power this on.
You can't pile
really
that on.
No, you can't, can you?
It is a good day to die hard.
Well,
No,
you only got back
the Norse haven't really taken too many hits on, and that's been the story of the game, really.
Yeah, Drakkar's Dominators have unleashed a fury hitherto unseen in the lands of the Necro.
Except for when Superfed played them.
But he wasn't playing Necro, was what I was trying to say. Yeah, the Blizzard's charging them up.
We said they'd be strong in the snow, but it's Norse are indestructible if you can't block them, because if you can't block armor value 7, you can't get through it.
Yeah, the Necro being 1 out of 5 regen is hurting them a lot.
It is only badly hurt though, so they'll survive for another season.
I mean,
Film Flayers.
Cannonball Aconite, the third one.
It's behind, yeah, that's not count out chickens before they hatch, Harringzord. There's still some valuable players on the pitch.
They're just hiding behind all the corpses.
Although asking for Deez to kill them all in 3 turns might be a bit of an ask.
I don't know. He's done a pretty good job so far.
Now, there is a 1 dice to get a flesh golem on the ball.
And then what? We promptly 2 dice by the snowballer.
The ghoul is going to have another go at a rookie. And I think, from Hull's point of view, it might be time to... I understand it's the playoffs and you don't like to see coaches throw in the towel, but at the same time...
Pack it up, pack it in.
Discretion might be the better part of valor here. Because the Norse are not messing about today. Cujo sets up a 2 dice for extra number 5, who promptly messes it up. Now, will he be brave enough to stand up the flesh golem?
I feel like he has to. Again, he has to do something to tie down Snowball. Especially if Snowball like double skulls or something earlier on in the turn. I don't think Deez is going to do early actions with it.
This tackle player here, Hurly Gurly, has just followed this werewolf around like a kid with a puppy.
It's almost like the dog chasing cars, isn't it? Except the car is chasing the dog at this point. He doesn't know what to do when he gets there. He just stands there and looks at it.
Coaching instruction. Just look at it.
He just really wants to stroke the dog.
Puppy! There's no tackle anywhere near this Hellfire Sweaty. The closest is Cujo, and I have a funny feeling, just this tingling sensation in my brain, that Cujo's about to be encountering a whole world of hurt.
Gorgeous George is in a precarious position right now as well.
The vast majority of the Necromantic team have seen better Blood Bowl matches than they're currently experiencing right now. I think next on the list might well be Han Solo to meet Eric the Red's fists. Or he might just headbutt him.
Or his elbow.
Oh, Han Solo, not again!
Oh, jeez. I mean, he got better.
Okay.
Well,
it didn't happen like that in the movie.
If only he had regen on that bridge.
Although his last movie sort of felt like that.
Wasn't the last one dead on arrival? I don't know.
Oh, double skull! And that ball wasn't safe.
Yeah, that was definitely a bad time if that hadn't been rerolled.
Wasn't there?
Oh, Snowball has found a pow on the blodger. Oh, and he's okay, for once.
I have a funny feeling the ghoul's just going to YOLO at that player with the ball.
Well, he's got no other options, does he?
Oh, he really doesn't, does he?
For those of you in chat who may be experiencing Eric the Red for the first time today, this is kind of what he does.
Yeah, he's a bit good. That's why he's got 215 SPP. And why I'm moving.
That's why he's been kept with moving.
Is this not weirdly potato for the ball carrier right now?
It's insanely potato given how strong the situation you
come on.
No,
come on. Okay,
Crusader, stop it.
Where's the threat?
There's a 2+ dodge.
Okay,
yeah,
against dodge without tackle.
Yeah, because Powell's
Oh, there's a skull!
Happened.
Balog the face!
This is as safe as it'll get. Doesn't need to cage up at this point.
Why do the Big O hate cages? What did they ever do to you? I mean, we didn't put you in cages when we threw you on the boats. We just threw you on the boats.
You don't need to cage. What are you worried about? You're worried about a ghoul without tackle. Oh no. The horror.
Defeat 2 pluses and then finds a POW, and this goes to overtime. You don't look at it and go, ooh, well, why give him that chance? He is so out of this game. Why give him that chance?
Here comes the chance. Neo hoping he takes the red pill again.
He has got the dodge. He has used a 6 though.
You might surf that.
Yeah, you probably do.
If you can find the player's spare, which I don't think you can. so he could be a pain again by just dancing around the ball carrier.
Oh, he might just get tackled in the head and die.
Their entire continent is a cage. Well.
Why would you ever, when you're in such a strong controlling chance of winning, why would you ever take that risk?
Ooh, foul. Big run-up, no assist, foul. Big run-up, no assist, foul. Don't know what the zombie's doing here.
Sliding all over the place.
Well, that was pure spite, and I love it. The wolf's going to fall over. No, the wolf is going to uphill hurly-gurly. He's had enough. This player trying to stroke the dog.
Get away from me. Hand me! Yeah, as Jim said, that was a 27%
No, Gorgeous George.
That was a 27% chance. That's 1 in every 4 times that you just lose the ball.
Yeah, which conversely means it's 3 in every 4 that you don't. It's fine.
That's such a bad way of looking at it. Like
we now have enough players to surf the goo.
Yeah, you've got sidestep, they don't care. I really don't like that.
Is there a surfer sidestepper?
No.
Because we're about to surf a sidestepper. Neo goes into the crowd, and Neo is absolutely fine. But this is now done. Because we can get out of range of that werewolf, we can get out of range of the flesh golem, and there's nothing else that can stop Deez.
I didn't like that uphill. I mean, that 1 dice from the flesh golem. I think that was a mistake. It was a blodger anyway.
We have opted to not get out of the way of the werewolf entirely.
That's a big ask.
We can tie him down. It's a big ask, but it's possible. You're leaving a chance where there was no chance required. There's another power Frankenstein's monster who eats a stun.
No, this one's pretty much wrapped up. Not 100% done, but pretty done.
Technically, the werewolf can put himself on the ball.
I mean, it is just going to get himself.
To be promptly removed by Eric the Red. Presumably.
To be honest, I don't know whether you'd even try it.
I feel like you've got to, right?
2 GFIs.
Well, he can blitz through the Yolf on a 1 dice to make his life slightly easier. Although now we can't make it.
No.
So now you're not going to make it, and Drakkar's Dominators have won the game.
Very much so. Very convincingly, I would say. 1 or 2 slight issues with these choices. Like, for example, giving up any chance to holes.
Foul. No, it is foul. Into a stone and a send-off. For the 2nd time in the game. But wrap it all up, folks. This one is done. I don't think we'll grade any blocks here if we're Deez, although we do have a reroll.
I wouldn't recommend it.
And you would probably win in overtime. We're not going to do that. Drakkar's Dominators are going through to the round of 16.
I think I say that was a convincing win by the Dominators.
Yeah, it was. They were in command of the game from turn 1.
Did exactly what it says on the tin.
So MVPs dished out to the rookie lineman and the rookie zombie. Happy days.
Yeah.
But for holes, no permanent damage.
Except maybe his pride and a dead zombie.
Indeed. It was a tricky one. I mean, the removals came quick and thick and fast, really.
Ooh, that's a number for you. The film Flayers across the entire block dice rolled 4 powers.
Well, there you go.
That's not a lot. I mean, they didn't throw that many blocks. Oh, that's 32 blocks, and to only find 4 powers in 32 blocks, I mean, that's pretty grim.
It is, but at the same time, Holes was never really able to throw many high-value blocks. But at the same time, you know, you would expect, on average, slightly more powers than that. But it is the end of the road.
How many blocks did you say he threw?
He made 32 successful blocks.
And he got 4 powers.
And he got 4 powers.
Was that like 1 in every 7 blocks?
No, that's assuming if you're making every block was a 1 dice, which it wasn't.
Well,
if you assume that over half of them were 2 dice, that would be 48 dice thrown and seeing 4. That's like 1 in 12. That's about half as many powers as you expect.
Indeed. So that's going to be it, I think, for tonight's playoff action. We got nothing more going on. We're still waiting for a few games to actually be confirmed as to when they're going to be played. Jape versus Kakengrad, for example.
I believe Kakengrad's been having a little bit of trouble nailing down a time. Sage versus Jimmy is very temporary. I don't think that's 100% locked in.
Yeah, that one's up in the air. We've also got, we're waiting for the Grody Greens versus Bash Buddies to nail down a time. But that, well, assuming they don't play tonight, that means the next game is me.
On my channel in approximately 14 hours.
Yeah, so unfortunately, gang, we don't have any more Rebel playoff action for you tonight. So we will be wrapping up the stream here. Thanks to everyone who's watched tonight, and of course, a big thank you to Metal and Krusader, as always.
Glad to be here,
thank
mate.
you very much.
Thank you very much, mate.
Maybe I should thank you one at a time, so you don't just talk over each other. It's the little things.
No, I'd probably still do it.
It's the little things. Yeah, so the next game, as far as I'm aware, is myself versus Andy Davo. That is at 9 AM UTC on Saturday. All that's really left to do is to thank Gunnerside for his Twitch Prime subscription, Schuttenheim for the 100 bits, and all of you for giving Rebel the support and everything.
And if you haven't signed up, dudes, sign-ups are currently open. Rebel.net. Get yourself over there, get yourself registered and signed up.
Currently, a whole lot of coaches have signed up.
384 at my last check.
386, having just checked now. We are rapidly approaching 400. And that doesn't include a lot of playoff coaches who are still to obviously sign up once they decide what they're doing with their team after this tournament. So, yeah, that will be it for us. Crusader's probably going to go off and either sleep or, I don't know, vegetate.
I'm going to go to the bathroom first and then decide after that, I think.
Well, that was maybe more detail than we required.
Well, you asked.
I did, yeah.
More speculated, I guess.
All right. We will catch you all next time.
Stay classy, folks.
Slippy goes in. Have you ever seen this before? And the fourth Doctor.
Welcome to your life.
Neil the Nail.
And the first human is gone.
That's the first nail in the coffin.
Oh, that's a good one.
Sorry, Crusader.
You on the flip side, Crusader.
Jar Jar Binks is just on the ground.
Acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother